I always end up thinking I'm the problem. They say it's my fault. Am I too sensitive? I asked my therapist. She looked at me and said, when someone wants to control you, they'll convince you your feelings are the issue. But if someone truly loves you, they make space for your emotions, not shame you for having them. And that, my friend, changed me. We're going to be playing with some jewelry today. One of my subscribers got me this mold right here. One of my lovely subscribers purchased me off of my Amazon wish list these beautiful cabochons, and they turn, and they're so beautiful. And I purchased these right here. I thought they were so cute. They're little bracelets, and you just put them on like this, and they'll fit, you know, all different size arms, I'm quite sure, because I have chunky hands and chunky arms, and they fit me. Yeah, thanks, Mom, for those chunky hands and chunky wrist. But we're going to be making some cute jewelry today. I want to make some little earrings right here to go with this cabochon. And I want to make this right here as a set. And then if we have time, we'll play around with some more. But yeah, if you would like to see how I get on with that, then kick back, relax, and let's get to it. For this project, you're going to need some UV resin. I'm using Let's Resin's UV resin, the clear hard type. You're going to need a mold. You're going to need some cabochons, and you're going to need a UV light to cure your resin. And you'll also need any kind of colorants that you might want to use. I'm going to be using a few of my mica powders. So if you'll pick out a couple of those colors that you would like to use. I'm also going to be using a few of these little add-ins here. This one says Stop Doubting Yourself. And I have a few other ones. So yeah, that's what you're going to need. Hello my friends, welcome back. My name is Tammy and you have arrived at epoxymaid, where the resin gets messy and the projects can get wild. So let's get into our project today. We're going to start with putting some UV resin down into my mold here. Now I do know, so we don't waste time, I put a little bit of UV resin in here to figure out what sizes we would need for our cabochons. And for these right here, we're going to need this size. And for the bracelet, we're going to need this size over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some UV resin down in this one right here. Now I have, let me bring you down a little bit. Scoot those over. There we go. Now I have this outfit that I need something to match it. So that's what we're going to create today in the gold set, something that's going to match it. And what I want to put down in here is some of these burnt sheets here. I want to put that down in our first layer there. I don't know if I want to do the, I love music, so let's try to I'm going to take my little scissors here. They have a design on them that cuts out, and I'm just going to go right like that. And right like that. Cut some more off. Whoops. You're not supposed to go in there. Okay, I'm going to cut a little bit more off. There we go. We're going to put that piece down in there. And then I'm going to cut another little piece. Let's see here. I think I like that piece right there. I'm going to put it right over here. And I'm just going to push them down in the resin. Okay. Get back down in there. Now I'm just going to spritz a little bit of alcohol to pop that bubble I just seen, and now we're going to cure that up. I turned it over on the other side and cured that side as well. Now I have these, they're nail Aurora glass paper, and I got these from Temu. And I'm just going to pull out this gold looking one here, and we're going to cut out some to fit in there, and hopefully this will be cute. I cut out a little bit bigger piece. We're just going to stuff it down in there, and we'll cut off anything that's hanging out later on. So now I'm going to go ahead and put another layer of UV resin in. Okay. And then I'm just going to nudge those bubbles and pop them. Just push that down in there. There we go. Alright, I'm going to spritz a little bit of alcohol in there to pop that bubble. And now we're going to go ahead and cure that up. Now I'll meet you back when it's finished. Okay, now we're going to take that up, and then we're going to get some little cups out here. And I'm going to put some UV resin in each of the cups. And the dress is, it's got like earth tones in it, like a yellow and orange, and kind of like a, I don't know, like a brown or a burgundy. I don't know. But I have the colors picked out that are similar. I'm going to use my Finnabair yellow. We'll just get about that much out, put it in there. Then we'll stir it up in our UV resin. How's everyone doing today? Did everyone enjoy their 4th of July? I didn't even get to see any fireworks because it started raining, so we left our friend's house and came on home because the bottom of the sky just fell out. So I was like, no, I'm not feeling that. Then I'm going to take this beautiful, it's like a burgundy looking color, and we're going to take a little bit of that. And get that stirred up. And this is a beautiful color right here. My mother-in-law loves burgundy and gold. And I've used this mica powder to make her several things. And I got this mica powder right here in a set from Hobby Lobby. It doesn't really have a color on it or anything, but it came in a set from Hobby Lobby. And now I'm going to use this Apricot by Recollections. And get that stirred up. And I'm still itching, you know, so it just wasn't much fun out there in the heat. But it wasn't really that hot because the rain was fixing to move in, so I was okay, you know. I brought some of my creams with me, and I was doing pretty good till the bottom of the sky fell out. Alright, now we're going to place these colors in behind our piece right here. So I'm going to put this yellow in the center there. And then we'll take this color and put it over here on this side. And then this orange we'll take and put on this side. That way all of the colors will be showing. And now we'll just fill our cabochon up, or our mold up, with the colors, because the back won't show. Make sure I get it filled up. Okay. I just took a Q-tip here and just cleaned around the edges right there. Then I'm going to take this lighter here and I'm just going to run it right across the top real fast. And now we're going to go ahead and cure it up. And I'll meet you back when it's finished. Okay, now that's finished. So I'm just going to turn it over and cure it on that side too. Okay, now that's finished, so we're going to turn it over. And I think it's cured, so let's go ahead and take it out. And there it is. I think it turned out cute. And then that just comes right off the edges. See there? Now let's put it in our piece here. And there it is. I think that turned out cute. Okay, now for the earrings, I'm just going to do something simple for those. We're going to take these little glass things here. And I have this bead box here. And I'm just going to open it up right here. And we're going to get one of these. And I'm just going to scoop out the beads that match what we just put in our cabochon. So I'm going to do the yellow, the orange, and this color right here. There we go. Okay, Okay, now I have both of them made, and that's just a simple, fun way to make a pair of earrings if you don't have a lot of time to match your cabochon. And then here's our little pieces that go on the top here. We're going to glue these on. Okay, I'm just going to use my Gorilla Glue here. It's the clear Gorilla Glue. And we're just going to put it on the back of our cabochon here. Well, it's not a cabochon, but our resin piece, and put it on our cabochon. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of a push. And you don't want to put a lot on there because you don't want the glue seeping out around the edges. And make sure you have it fixed on there just the right way you want it. Let's see here. Nope, I'm going to go with this away right here. Right like that. Now I'm going to set this over here to dry. And then we're going to do the same thing with our earrings. And I'm just going to take a little micro brush here and go right on the top here. Make sure there's no glue. Okay, now we're going to work on our silver set here. So for that set, I want to... Now I get these sheets right here they come in a pack, and I get them from my local Hobby Lobby store. So I need 2 of the same, because I want one for my necklace and one for my bracelet. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out, excuse me, I want this one that says blessed, and I want it wrote in cursive right there. So I'm going to go ahead and, or do I want that one? I think I'm going to do this one. Let's get that one out. So I'm going to cut it out of this one and the other one. Okay, so now we got one, so I'm going to cut the other one out. And then there were 2. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and place these. We're going to put our UV resin down. So we're going to need this one and this one. This is our bracelet and this is our necklace. So let's go ahead and put some of the UV resin down. I'm going to stop right there. And then we're going to put some over here for the bracelet. I'm going to stop right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and place this down in there and use my little stick here to push it down, and I'm going to bring it more towards the bottom if I can get it to stay there. It's got a bubble in it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cure that so it don't move. Okay, and it cured that up that I'd put in there, so I just popped it out. So now let's go ahead and put it some more back down right here for our bracelet. And there's a little bubble in there, so I'm just going to get it out. And now we're going to go ahead and put our blessed down in this one. Come on. Okay, I'm going to try to cure it. Oh, goodness. This one's probably not going to be very nice to us. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to move that and I'm going to flip this over and we're going to cure it on the other side. And I'll meet you back when it's finished. Well, we could go ahead and cut our dandelions out. These are some holographic dandelions here. And we're going to cut a big one out for our necklace and a small one out for our bracelet. So I think I like this big one right here for our big one, and I may even get the big one and the little one right here for our necklace. And then I'm going to cut out a smaller one for the bracelet. Okay, now we're going to turn these back over this way. And I have these cut out. So now we're going to go ahead and add some more resin to them. And now I'm going to go ahead and place these in there. Probably going to have to cut some off. Let's see. Maybe not. Alright, there we go. And we're going to cure that up. Okay, I went ahead and slid that one in there too because I almost forgot about it. I hope it's going to turn out okay. Alright, now for the next step, we're going to get one of these little cups here. I get these off of Temu. And then we're going to go ahead and put some UV resin down in our cup. And then we're going to add our white mica powder. And I'm going to try to put enough in there for both of them. And I'm going to use my mother of pearl. And it's a mica powder. Just get about that much. And then we'll get it stirred up. I might need to add a little bit more UV resin to this to fill both of them up. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Hopefully that'll do it. Okay. Now let's go ahead and pour some of that in here. We're going to need a little bit more for this one. So I'm going to put some more UV resin in here. So I think we have plenty of the mica powder in there. And I'm just going to stir it up. These little cups aren't easy to work with. I won't be buying them again. I cannot, I don't like them. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. And fill this one up. Okay. I'm going to take my lighter and just lightly brush it over and pop those bubbles. And now we're going to go ahead and cure it up. Okay, those are done. So let's take them out and see what they look like. And there's that one. And then here is the bracelet one. Just need to get my file to it. Well, I don't even need to do that. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so now let's put that one in the bracelet. And then this one in the necklace. I think they turned out cute. Okay. And we can do some more in case we don't like those. Or in case we do some more that may turn out better than those. I went ahead and glued these in there because I ended up really liking them. So I'm going to keep these for myself. They may not be all that beautiful, but I'm going to keep them for myself. And you can also design something and put it on this side as well. So to make use of both sides, that's what I'm going to do on this one. But I'm not going to do it right now. I want to get real crazy, my friends. I have had this on my mind for the longest, and it's time that I test it out. I may fail at this. I don't know. But I've got to try it because I cannot move on unless I succeed or fail at this. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Y'all remember the clay that I picked up from Hobby Lobby that I got on sale? I got these like the first time I went. And I actually paid full price for these, which was $8.99. And then I went back and I got this one on sale with this color. Remember I had this color too? I don't know if you remember or not, but I did. And it was a beautiful slab like this. But I had a lot of people say they had problems with it. So I pulled it out of its package and they were right. It was breaking, snapping. It was really hard to work with. So what I did was I rolled it, I conditioned it, and then I rolled it through my pasta machine. And now this is what we have, and it's beautiful. So next, what I want to do is I think I'm going to pick this one. I think that's my favorite. And I'm going to lay these over to the side. And I'm just going to roll over it real quick, because the pasta machine will leave lines in it. And I don't want those in it, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a roll. Get my thing off of there. Okay. Now, there it is. Okay, this is the piece I'm going to go with. Now, here comes the crazy part. I want to take my nail stampers here, and I want to pick out one of my nail stampers, and I want to stamp it onto the clay. I don't know if this is going to work, but I will not know if I don't do it. And I don't know of anyone that has attempted this. Then we're going to, after we stamp it, we're going to bake it. No, we're going to stamp it, cut it, bake it, and then we're going to come back and we're going to put it in the mold. And then we're going to do another one, and we're going to put 2-part epoxy on it to kind of give it that dome look, to see which one turns out the best. Okay, I'm going to do this octopus right here on one side, and on the other I'm going to do this right here. It says beach day, vacay, sandy toes, sun-kissed travel, bon voyage, sea, summertime, you know, that kind of stuff. And I thought this would be a beautiful summer color to put behind it. Alright, let's go ahead and move this to the side right here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put this stamper underneath a paper towel because it gets messy. Okay, I have, you can do the black or the white on the PUEEN nail stamp set. It comes with a black and a white, and I'm going to do the black because I think it's going to show up a lot better on there. So let's go ahead and put our black on there. Now we're going to take our PUEEN card. It's a scraping card, and we're just going to scrape down, and then we're going to take our gel stamper here, and we're going to pick up our octopus. Okay. I don't want that extra right there on my clay, so I'm just going to get it off. Now we're going to go ahead and stamp the clay. It worked. Wow. Okay, so that's our first win. Now if we can get this to bake in the oven, then it may be a win. Alright, so let's go ahead and cut it out. And I'm going to use this one. It's a smaller one, but the way I'm going to do it, we need to cut it a little bit smaller. And I'll explain to you why here in a little bit. Okay. Now this is ready to go put in the oven and bake. So I'm going to set it to the side. Now we're going to do one more because we need it to bake in the oven with this one too, so we're saving time. I'm just going to lay that back down, and we're going to go ahead and do our stamp right here. Okay. We're going to take our polish and paint it on. And we may lose a little bit of this design, but it's okay. Okay, we've got our design on there. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to clean off the excess on the sides right here so it doesn't get on our clay. There we go. Now I'm gonna choose right here. That's beautiful. I cannot believe how well that stamps on that clay. That is awesome. Okay, now we're going to get our cutter here. Just going to clean that rim off a little bit. Now, let's see here. All right. We are ready to go bake these. And I will meet you back when I get done. Okay, I am back. I cut my finger open on the thing right here, the clay blade. I was going this away, you know, scraping it up this away, and it sliced my finger wide open. Took me forever to, I don't even think it's stopped bleeding now. I put a tea bag over it just to get these band-aids on it so it would stop bleeding for a minute. But they are baked, and they turned out beautiful. Oh Lord, my I've hit the button on my camera. Hang on a minute, let me figure this out. It's got it blurring in certain spots. Just give me a minute, you guys. Okay, I think I got it off now. Okay, here it is. Turned out really pretty. And here's our other one. Okay, so now the reason I cut them smaller than our hole here is so that we could put a little bit of resin in there and then drop our pieces in and get that pretty dome over them, okay? But we're only going to do, this one inside of the thing right here, and we're going to put 2-part epoxy on this one and see which one we like the best, okay? All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my UV resin here. I had to get a new bottle out. I'm out of my Bond Crafter UV resin, and I had this bottle over there left, so I need to get some more UV resin. Okay, and we're going to be using these right here. So I'm just going to put some resin down in there, and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to hold it up here and get the bubbles out of it. Okay. Now we're going to take our piece here and we're going to drop it down in there and add some more UV resin. I should have put a little bit more in there. Okay. Now we're going to cure that up, and I'll meet you back when it's finished. Okay, now I'm going to pick it up and turn it over, and we're going to cure it on this side. I think I see a bubble in it. I do. I wonder if we can fix that bubble. Nope, it's too deep. Oh, pooey. We should have done a color too behind it. But I was just seeing if it would work. And it worked. Alright, I'm going to put it back in there. And really there's no sense in putting it back in there and wasting any more UV resin, because we know it's going to work. And I'm not going to be keeping this because it's got a bubble in it. Alright, let's put it in the cabochon and see what it looks like. See, if we would have put a color behind it, like some mica powder, it would have been really pretty. But, you know, I didn't want to waste all that product, really, if it wasn't going to work. But it does work. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Okay. Now we're going to put 2-part epoxy over this one. Or should we do that? I don't think I'm going to do that. Since that turned out so good, let's go ahead and put a color behind this one and finish this one off the same way. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Okay, I got my colors here. I'm going to use the Mother of Pearl white, and then I'm going to use my Phthalo green. And this is from Shangtiki High, I think. Something like that. I'll put it in the description box. I'm going to add a little bit of this Recollection Sky Blue as well. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put some clear resin down in our mold here. Get the bubbles out. Actually, I'm okay with some bubbles. I'm going to try to make a bubble, because this is an octopus, so he's in water. So we're gonna leave the bubbles alone. All right, slide it in there, and then add a little bit more clear resin over here. Okay, we're going to cure that up. Forgot to put my gloves on, y'all. Alright, now we're going to turn it over and we're going to cure it. Oh, that got a big bubble in it, y'all. We can't have that. That's too big. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're just going to get in there. Snip that off. What that is. And we're going to fill this up. And cure it. And then we'll lay it back down. Okay. Now we fixed our hole. So let's put a little bit UV resin down in there. And pop it back in. And cure that up. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and drop our colors in. Let's see. Let's put a little bit of blue. A little bit of white. And then this color right here. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my little lighter here and run it over it just real quick. Pop any of those bubbles. And now we're going to go ahead and cure that up. And I'll meet you back when it's finished. Okay, let's take this off. Now let's pop it out. I need to clip that off with my little snippers, but there it is. I think it turned out cute. I like the bubbles in it because it's an octopus, you know, underwater. I think it turned out cute. All right, let's see what it'll look like on our necklace. And there it is. I think that turned out so cute. So, what do you think about that? I think that you can use the, using the stampers, the nail stampers, is a really neat idea for jewelry. So, we'll have to explore this even more. Yes, I love it. But, I also wonder what it would look like with just doing a 2-part epoxy dome over it. Now, it's not going to give us this cabochon look, or what do you call it? Not cabochon look. This dome. It's not going to give us this dome look right here with the 2-part epoxy, but it will give it a little bit of a dome. But it's not going to be, you know, this nice bubble dome right here. So we'll have to explore that and see what that looks like. Well, we are finished, my friends, with our jewelry here. I picked up this pack right here of the 1-inch bezels from Hobby Lobby, and I got them 50% off. So I put this one right here inside of that and finished that one off with the necklace here that has the silver hardware on it. And then we have this one right here on a necklace, our octopus. And then I finished this set off right here. I put these on some little hoops and they turned out so cute. And then this has its little necklace with the gold hardware on it. And that matches those earrings. And then we have this set right here that I need to get a necklace for this one. I forgot to grab one in the back for it. But I think that turned out so pretty. So I'm really excited about this stamping on the clay like this. I think it worked out really wonderful. It's beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to experimenting with it a little bit more. I have some of these screens here for the clay, and I really want to brush like some paint on top of the clay using these. So yeah, I'm excited to get into some of this clay, incorporating clay into resin, you know, to do some jewelry. So if you would like to see that, then let me know in the comment section below. And it's about that time, my friends, for a sweet goodbye. And I will see you in the next video. God bless you. Goodbye, my friends.